Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1, titled The Ties That Grind. While Peacemaker attempts to join the Justice Gang, Harcourt struggles to find work and Economist takes on a challenging new assignment. So, I didn't react to Season 1 of Peacemaker because I didn't think that it was going to be a show that I liked. Like I liked Cena in the Suicide Squad, but I didn't know anything about like the surrounding characters. Well, obviously I knew Harcourt and Economist, but yeah, and when I got actually around to watching it, I didn't react. I don't know why I ended up deciding not to. Maybe it was because of how long afterwards that I got to it. But yeah, I do know that there are bits and pieces from season one that aren't canon to season two because they come from before the before James Gunn took over the DCU, well, and made it the DCU from the DCEU. One of those being the Justice League thing at the end of the final episode. And there's also the fact that Aquaman's not known in the DCU at the moment, so the whole Aquaman fucks fish is not a thing. But apparently, the what's canon and what isn't canon is going to be explained as this season goes on. I know that as of currently, no one's seen like the last three episodes, so that's interesting. Um, Yeah, I've seen Superman, so I know the Justice Gang. Like, obviously, Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl, I have previous experience with. Guy Gardner, I knew from the comics, so I already knew them, but I know these versions. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it gets on. Also, considering Peacemaker had a cameo in Superman, I wonder if that's going to be brought up, like him going on national TV and ripping into Superman and all the other heroes for being jealous of his physique, and how that's going to go in this season. I guess we'll find out in three, two, one, go. Why you not play? Okay. I don't know why that. There we go. That seems like it's actually almost seemed like it started the wrong show to be at the start. He's actually calling it the DCU. No, because I know the previous one did not like being called the DCEU. I also want to know the distinction between the quantum unfolding chamber and what Lex was doing with his pocket universe. This is a very long previously on. They changed it to Justice Gang instead of Justice League. Okay, so this is how they're changing it. That's why it's not a skip or recap or anything. Oh, they've got Superman and Supergirl. Little surprised Supergirl was there. She didn't. Then again, for her to be known as Supergirl, she must have done some heroics alongside her partying. So they're straight up just like, okay, so here's the recap, and also here's the biggest change. I mean, I guess that works. Uh, Rightio then. I mean, he's a pet. How many doors are in this place? Please tell me you didn't just get lost. Like, I'm assuming this is going straight into what we saw in the trailer. Yeah. Interesting. So that quantum unfolding area touches the multiverse, whereas Lex's was multiple points in the same world. Yeah, I'm not gonna skip the intro. I want to see what this dance sequence like. Judo Master, Rick Flag. Um, I didn't recognize any of the others, but I probably should have. Why does his brother look like fucking Dread? Is that a suitless vigilante that was in the front with the curly hair? I don't remember him having curly in the first season. Fucking Frank Grillo's. He's not keeping composure there. For as choreographed as that is, to just have him break on the ground there. Hmm. Does she still work with Argus? Depending on how canon Black Adam is to this, the answer would be yes. Hmm. I was gonna say that they probably wouldn't like the fact that he kills people, but this is the Justice Gang, not the Justice League. I don't know about Guy, but Hawkgirl definitely kills people. I don't actually know what Guy's view on that is, so I don't know whether that's in character. I mean, she's a metahuman. He definitely isn't. Uh, Terrific isn't. Rick Flag Jr. And he's gone. No wonder she ran out quiet. I mean, if you're good enough at it to be qualified as a skill, then This is exactly what he was getting at. No, maybe in Australia, depending on the tone. It may not be toxic masculinity, but it's toxic something. Oh, Chris. Was not expecting to see full frontal. That was a shock. I may have to go through and edit this now. I don't like doing that. Okay, I thought someone was looking in through the window, but oh, this is Economos. I thought I thought this was gonna be what is it? Rick Flag Senior. I thought that was what the truck was gonna be. Let me guess, he's gonna get all of them wrong. Yeah, that sounds like Adrian. Sasha Bordeaux. I think I read that correctly. Are they tracking his quantum? Okay, it was Bordeaux. What is priority one if it got that reaction out of her? Also, I really thought that the reason Flag would be against Chris is because of what happened to his son, but either doesn't know the full thing, or because the way he spoke about him in Creature Commandos makes it seem like he'd be gun ho at taking out Peacemaker. The Ultra Humanite got a shout out. Okay, I don't know what that rainbow creature was. Interesting, Bloodhaven. That's not a way I've heard that pronounced before. Have they said it any other way in recently? Yes, they said Bloodhaven in, was it Creature Commandos? Yeah, they definitely said from Star City and Bloodhaven when talking about Nina. Hmm. I because of the fact that Oggie's alive here, I can't get a read on Keith because with that being an alternate universe, for all we know, Oggie's good, or he's just as big a villain as he is in the main one. You really chucked her over by the pool table. Ugh. Well, that could have been a lot worse for her in a number of ways. I don't really know if Bikey's just dropping someone outside after beating him a little. Hmm. Hmm. Well, they're a lot more open with each other than I even remember them when they were kids. So, because I really don't think the Oggy that had these two fighting in the backyard would have said, "I love you" like that. Okay. There is one person who from your group that you haven't asked who does know what it is. Let me guess, he doesn't know how to do that? Then whose is it? Oh, that's not one that he has. Oh, this Chris has got a jetpack. I will say it's a lot easier to have a mirror fight with one person keeping their helmet on the entire time. Oops. That's not normally what people mean when they say KYS. Right. Well, that was okay. I can't tell if that's like a next time on or a end credit scene. So, or even if that's actually what it. Okay, it definitely is different. Hmm. So that was a very interesting episode. It's pretty much introducing us to where our characters are now that it's been a while after Project Butterfly. Um, Everyone's life is not in the best place, but it's about as good as it was at the start of season one, I guess. Um, Chris has access to the multiverse. He seemed entirely familiar with that creature that came out in the first. I forgot about the fucking bloopers they put at the end of the episodes. Um, okay. what was I saying? Um, yeah, he wasn't surprised that there were other doorways in this quantum chamber that go to other places. Like, I thought he was gonna freak out when that alien, I'm assuming alien, came out with whatever its little rat thing was and incinerated it. But that creature also didn't seem surprised to see him in there. So, is it just common knowledge that this quantum chamber connects to other places? Like, I don't I don't know enough about this alternate universe to get a read on Keith or Augie or this other Peacemaker that we saw in this episode, so gonna save judgment till we've seen more of them. They do seem a lot closer than even they were when they were kids, but this may just be my memory not being really the best with how they were, because I don't think um full mulleted redneck Augie would have told his sons he loved them. Yet these ones are just open. Um, hmm. Yes. Harcourt is very self destructive tendencies. She was very self destructive tendencies in the first season. So I don't know whether she's going to overcome that over the course of this season. Like, it seemed like her and Chris were in a good spot at the end of season one. Then we find out that no, not even a week before this season started. Apparently, that was most likely the first time they hooked up. If they're calling it a, if she's calling it a fuck up, at least I'm assuming that was what the fuck it was. For all we know, she could have been drunk and admitted feelings for him, in which case that would more in line with what she'd regard as a fuck up, and also be more in line with only happening ages after, because it seemed like the two of them were on the road to hooking up at the end of season one. Um, Adebayo's girlfriend, was it girlfriend or fiance? Kicked her out. That's sad. She didn't even get to keep one of the little dogs. Were they were they both Kia's? Or I swear one was hers. But yeah. Surprisingly, Flag Senior does know about Peacemaker killing his son. I don't. From what we know about Flag Senior from Creature Commandos and Superman, I don't know whether the read on him spending taxpayer money to try and find a way to legally lock Chris back up again is correct. But also, we don't know what it would be like for a person. We did see how he was suckered by, what was it, Ilyana? I just finished reacting to the show. Why do I not remember the princess's name? Like, he was sucked in by her, even against everything, telling him the opposite. But then again, they were managed to get most of the task force offside, Economos offside, Waller offside with Cersei's vision. So him believing it when he's the only one who actually has the knowledge that they later learned, I can see that. So yeah, he's another one that I don't fully have a read on. He seemed a lot more level-headed than someone who'd do that in Superman with his position in the Pentagon. and also with what he said to Superman when they arrested him, the whole look, the government's decided because you're an alien, you don't have rights. I'm just here to escort you and make sure they. Well, he didn't say he was there to make sure they don't go overboard, but that was the insinuation of it. That was why he was there with Ultraman and that. Um, but yeah. Then again, there was the thing at the end with the whole metahumans are now calling the shots, and he didn't seem too happy about that. We had references to breakouts from Bell Reeve and Argus, not Argus, Arkham, which is interesting. I want to go back and see that. That was in the first shot of trying to find where he was. That'd be um there we go. Found it. Uh that was Sasha telling him I don't know the name Sasha Bordeaux. I'm assuming it's a third metahuman escape from Bell Reeve or Arkham in the past 2 months. Um, um, trying to see if there's anything like I can garner from this. Uh, as many human containment systems fail, experts debate the ethical and practical implications on how society should respond to superpowered individuals. KWE4 is the news. The Sphere is the program. I'm trying to see if there's any like on the ticket down the bottom, like any extra details there. No, I'm not seeing anything because fucking HBO Max is shit house with its quality and no way to change it, so it's all just blurry on the frame that I try and pause it on. So anyway, yeah, this was a downer start to the episode, well, to the season. But I mean, establishing your characters in a low point at the start of the season to then have them somehow end in a worse position to then rise up to a better one is not uncommon for a series structure. So I have a feeling that's where it's going to go. I'm surprised at the equation of what happened with Lex to this quantum unfolding chamber, like saying the same thing, whereas Lex, because that would put Augie on par, intelligence wise, with Lex Luthor. Like, there's a difference between creating a simulated black hole to tear apart the fabric of reality to make a contain a pocket universe through which you can tear open like rip open doorways temporarily, and it's incredibly unstable. To this quantum unfolding chamber is incredibly stable. It doesn't have to tear open a hole in, as far as we know, it doesn't have to tear open a hole in reality. They said that Chris' dad made it. He's also the one who made all his helmets and that. But because it's being accessed by other people, I figured this was like a like an in-between place, like to bring a Marvel thing. I think it's Marvel, the Nexus of All Realities. Is that Marvel or DC? I can't remember if it's Swamp Thing or Man Thing that guards the Nexus of All Realities. Let's look that up. Nexus of All Realities. That's a Marvel thing. Okay, yeah. Like that's a midpoint where you're able to access different universes. And that's what I'm was thinking this quantum thing was. Yet seemingly that's not the case. Yeah. We're gonna have to watch more to figure out more distinction as to what actually makes it different. Like, why is it able to touch the multiverse, whereas Lex's couldn't? But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna end this one here. I'll catch you on the next one.